Hi, good morning, and thank you for this opportunity to talk to folks from all over the state and legislators, new legislators, and legislators that have been here for a very long time. We definitely want to talk to you, and we want some change. So it's really refreshing to be here. Really, it's refreshing. Our air quality in the San Joaquin Valley has been dangerous for the past few months. Particulate matter pollution has been extremely horrible, very unsafe. Folks with asthma, lung disease are very sensitive to the air pollution that we have in the valley. And we know where this pollution comes from. This pollution comes from oil wells, oil and gas production, hazardous waste facilities, and big ag are the main contributors to our pollution that we've got in the valley. And we share the same sentiment. We urge our decision makers, all of us that have come on these buses, that woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, to come here to be united with all sorts of community groups, community organizations, and we're here. And we've got a big presence outside. And, the critical issues that we've got in the valley are health, education, environment, land use, and protection for immigrants. These are big issues that we've got in the valley. And I want to talk about our immigrant families. Immigrants make up a huge part of the workforce for labor in the fields. And the children of the people in the work field not only live in these communities where big ag contaminates our air, but they go to school in these communities where big ag and all of these other industries contaminate our air and our water. My daughter, for example, goes to school right across the street from grape fields and almond trees. She's going to, and according to the boundaries of our school, she'll have to go to high school at a school that is surrounded by other ag fields. And that high school is Cesar Chavez High School. The school named after Cesar Chavez, who fought alongside Dolores Huerta to protect our children and to protect our families and farm workers. And like Heriberto mentioned, one of those pesticides, one of those very dangerous pesticides is chlorpyrifos. And we are pushing for California to be the leader to ban this pesticide. This pesticide should not be allowed to be used where our kids are at elementary schools. Our kids' brains, neurological systems are being deeply affected by this pesticide. And like Heriberto mentioned, Scott Pruitt, when he was appointed by Trump, that was one of the first things that he did. And he made this decision as new director. I've only got 1 minute. Okay. Scott Pruitt, that was one of his decisions. Let's not ban chlorpyrifos. And that has had a local effect here in Kern County where we're from. We've had 2 major pesticide drift incidents in Kern County in 2017, and chlorpyrifos was definitely one of those that made people very, very, very sick. And if farm workers, if adults are getting sick from pesticides like chlorpyrifos, what's happening to our children? What's happening to children 3, 4, 5 years old in preschool, kindergarten, and their brains are developing still, their neurological systems are developing still? Why are we continuing, why are we allowing chlorpyrifos to be used near our schools and our homes? And the state Department of Pesticide Regulation passed a new regulation that they're going to say there aren't any more pesticides that are going to be allowed to be applied from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's a step in the right direction, but it's not enough. We know that our students, our children, are at schools well after 6 p.m. There's extracurricular activities there, band practice, sports practices, games that are happening after 6 p.m. We know that pesticides drift. Pesticides linger, and they stay, and they move. So 6 a.m. to say that we're not going to apply pesticides after 6 a.m., it's still not enough protection for our kids, because even if the pesticide is applied at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, just like we saw with the Kern County pesticide drift incidents, those accidents will happen. Those pesticides will drift, and it will make people sick. And just recently, AB 1419 died on the assembly floor. Every single time the community reaches the legislature for help, the bills die in the Ag Committee. This bill, AB 1419, would have helped the state to hold growers accountable when they allow pesticide drift to go off of their fields. But because agricultural interests are so powerful economically and politically, especially in Kern County, that's when we see the bills die. And we're asking for legislators, people with decision-making power. We're calling on you to provide protection for farm workers and for school children while they're at school, where they work, where they live, where they play. Thank you.